Hi friends, welcome back. Today's story is called The Midnight Library of Talking Books. In a quiet town where nothing much ever seemed to happen, there lived a curious and imaginative child named Sav. Sav loved books, big books, small books, books about adventure, books about animals, and even books about math, though those made Sav a little sleepy. Sav would spend hours at the local library, flipping through pages and wondering what it would be like if the characters in the stories could come to life. One chilly autumn evening, Sav was at the library again, reading a book about pirates. The librarian, a kindly old woman named Miss Page, came by to say it was closing time. "Just 5 more minutes?" Sav begged, eyes wide. Miss Page chuckled. "You're always the last one here, Sav. But all right, 5 more minutes. Don't forget. The library has magic, but only for those who respect the books." Sav had no idea what she meant, but they nodded, packed their bag, and walked home. Chapter 1. A Strange Invitation. That night, as the moon cast a silver glow over the town, Sav was woken by a soft tap, tap, tap at the window. Groggily they sat up and saw a book, a floating book flapping its covers like wings. "Sav," the book whispered, "we need you at the library. Come quickly." Rubbing their eyes, Sav slipped on their slippers and followed the book through the dark streets. When they arrived at the library, the doors creaked open as if by magic. Inside, the lights flickered and the shelves seemed taller than usual. Miss Page was waiting at the front desk, but she looked different. Her glasses sparkled like stars, and her hair shimmered like silver threads. "Welcome to the Midnight Library," she said with a smile. "When the clock strikes 12, the books come alive, but tonight we have a problem." "A problem?" Sav asked. Miss Page nodded. "Some of the books are upset. They're refusing to return to their shelves. We need your help to solve their problems before sunrise, or the entire library will be in chaos." Chapter 2. The Missing Pirate Map. Miss Page handed Sav a glowing key. "This will unlock any book. Go ahead, choose one." Sav picked up the pirate book they'd been reading earlier and turned the key. Suddenly, the book sprang to life, and out stepped Captain Jollybeard, a plump pirate with a feathered hat and a wooden leg. "Arr, matey," Jollybeard bellowed. "My story's all wrong. Someone stole me treasure map, and without it, I can't sail to Treasure Island." Sav looked at Miss Page, who nodded. "You must help Captain Jollybeard find his map. Look for clues in the other books. It may have wandered off." Sav and Jollybeard searched the library, peeking into books about jungles, deserts, and even outer space. Finally, they found the map tucked inside a book about puzzles, where it had been hiding because it wanted to feel smart. "Ah, thank ye," Jollybeard said, tucking the map into his belt. "Now I can get back to my adventure." The pirate disappeared back into his book, and it snapped shut with a satisfying click. Chapter 3. The Lonely Fairy Tale Characters. Next, a loud sniffle echoed through the library. Sav turned to see a group of fairy tale characters sitting glumly on the floor. A princess, a dragon, and a frog prince. "What's wrong?" Sav asked. The dragon sniffed. "Nobody reads our story anymore. They think it's boring," the princess added, "and they say dragons are too scary." Sav thought for a moment. "Maybe your story needs a twist. What if the princess saves the dragon instead of the other way around?" Or what if the frog prince turns into a chef instead of a prince? The characters' eyes lit up. "That's brilliant," they said, hopping and flapping back into their book to rewrite their tale. "Sometimes a little creativity can make a big difference," Miss Page said with a wink. As Sav walked through the rows of shelves, a loud boom made them jump. Smoke billowed from a science book, and out popped Dr. Fizzle, a wild-haired scientist holding a bubbling flask. "Something's gone terribly wrong with my experiment," he exclaimed. "I was trying to make an invisibility potion, but now my entire lab has disappeared." Sav rolled up their sleeves. "Let's figure this out together." Using clues from chemistry and physics books, Sav and Dr. Fizzle discovered that the potion had too much physium, a made-up element from the library's magical science section. With a few adjustments, they restored the lab and even created a potion that made tiny glowing bubbles. "Marvelous," Dr. Fizzle said as he floated back into his book. Chapter 5. The Mischievous Mystery Book. Suddenly, all the lights in the library flickered out. When they came back on, a shadowy figure darted between the shelves. "That's mystery," Miss Page whispered. "It's a mischievous book that likes to play tricks. It's probably stolen something important." Sav crept after the shadow and found Mystery hiding in a dark corner. "Gotcha," they said, grabbing the book. Inside was a riddle. What has pages but no wings, and tells tales of kings and things? "A book!" Sav shouted. The riddle dissolved, and Mystery returned to its shelf with a cheeky grin. Chapter 6. The Poetry Book's Words. Just when Sav thought their work was done, a soft voice began to cry. It was a poetry book, its pages blank. "I've lost my words," the book said sadly. "Without them, I'm just paper." Sav thought about all the poetry they'd read. Rhymes, haikus, and free verse. Slowly they began to write. Stars that twinkle, skies so wide, dreams that dance, where words reside. The poetry book glowed with joy as its pages filled with words again. Chapter 7. The Grand Finale. With all the books happy and back on their shelves, the midnight library glowed with a golden light. Miss Page smiled at Sav. "You've done it. You've shown kindness, creativity, problem-solving, and bravery. The library is safe thanks to you." As the first rays of sunlight peeked through the windows, the magic faded, and everything returned to normal. Sav rubbed their eyes, wondering if it had all been a dream. But when they opened their backpack, they found a glowing bookmark that whispered, "Come back anytime." Epilogue. A lesson in imagination. From that night on, Sav knew that books were more than just pages and words. They were living worlds, waiting to be explored. And whenever Sav returned to the library, they treated every book with care, knowing that magic was always just a page away. Good night, little star.